Hello, everyone, and welcome to the smartsocial.com podcast. I'm your host, Josh Oakes, and I'm so honored to be with you here today to talk about a really important topic. Now, if you ever have had your kids beg you for Roblox or Minecraft, these very, very popular games, apps, brands, today is your day. We're going to talk about some very big frustrations that parents are having on them and what you can do to keep your kids safe and, most of all, open a dialogue. I have Beth from the smartsocial.com team here today, one of our valuable members, and we're going to talk with Beth about frustrations she has in her very family and with her kids. And Beth's going to teach us all about these two apps and the research we did last week on our parent and student app guides and courses in our VIP program. Beth, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Josh.
So let's talk first, just a quick overview of Roblox versus Minecraft. Walk people through, I thought they were the same thing, or how are they different? Can you give us an overview?
Yeah, so the best that I can understand it is Minecraft is more of a building type of game. They're both building, but Minecraft really allows you to go in and play with other players. Roblox does the same type of thing. It's just a different type of animation, more city-ish. Minecraft is more like blocks and stuff.
Awesome. And they're both very popular. Would you agree?
Super popular. My kids have been asking for them for a couple years now. My older daughter has wanted Roblox for about 3 or 4 years. We did some preliminary research on it just as our parents looking at what the internet says about these. I read some horrific examples and comments from other parents that really scared us about the comments and the people that she could come into contact with playing the game. So for the last couple of years, we just said, nope, sorry, you can't have it. But as she's getting older, as she's getting into more social groups at school, more kids are playing it. She just wants to be a part of what's going on.
Yeah, so let's pause for just a sec. Parents, if you're listening to this right now, you probably know that at smartsocial.com, we have an app guide, a popular app guide page that's all about the zones, the green zone, gray zone, red zone, and then the orange zone that we added a couple years ago, which are the dangerous challenges that exist on every app. I want to just take a moment to note, because I remember being in a speech a year and a half ago, pre-COVID, and somebody in the back of the room said, my dad works for Roblox. I can't believe it's in your red zone. And he was shocked. The dad called me a couple days later and said, I can't believe it. We're a safe app. Here's what we are worried about. And Beth, I welcome you to disagree and add layers on top of this. We're not worried as much about the technology as much as we are how it opens up the opportunity for your kids to talk to anyone. Because if you think about apps like a park, let's stop for a moment and think about New York. If any of you have ever been in New York, you know Central Park during the day is gorgeous. But if I asked you, hey, would you allow your 11-year-old to go to Central Park alone at night? You'd be like, wait, what? Huh? It's not as safe at night. And you start thinking about and analyzing alone at age, who's going to be there? What? I'm not going to be there to play Frisbee with them and monitor them and see them at daytime. That's how we should think about the apps. In my opinion, they are a lot like a park. New York, Central Park, gorgeous place to visit. But at night, it's a very different story. Who could be there talking with your kids and so on. And that's how we are analyzing Roblox and Minecraft is what will other people, how will they talk with your kids? What will they say? And what apps will they invite them to go to? Like in New York, they could say, hey, let's leave this place. Let's go over there. There's this, there's that. They get your kids to go different places. That is our worry at Smart Social. Beth, correct me. Am I wrong? Set me straight.
Yeah, you are not wrong at all. Something that I used to say until recently when I heard a parenting expert say it's probably not the best, but my perspective in telling the kids was, I trust you, I don't trust the people out there. But I think the parenting expert that I recently heard say that that's not the best approach is that we really need to work with our kids to help them understand you are going to come across people who don't care about you as much as I care about you. So in our conversations of Roblox or going to a park alone, or even just walking down the street alone, is teaching the kids how to deal with these situations, how to understand what they feel uncomfortable about and who they can go talk to and when they need to go talk to somebody right away. And that is more than just one game. It's more than just one app. It's about the overall relationship that I have with my kids and how well I am helping them become future adults. Because as a parent, I think that's honestly what my most important job is keeping them safe right now, yes, but helping them become future adults who can think for themselves and be safe.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that. And what you're doing that's so beautiful is, and I'm going to make it simple because every time in a lot of our speeches, I'll often ask parents, hey, if we told your kids don't touch that hot stove in the kitchen, what are they going to want to do? They're going to want to touch that hot stove. And if we say you can't play Roblox, you're just not allowed to. And I love where you're coming from this, Beth. Like, I trust you, but I don't trust other people. It's still in their mind, maybe, even though I love how you said that, in their mind, it might be, well, now I want to touch that hot stove. I want to go for Roblox. But what you're really doing and encouraging parents to do is say, and this is my favorite metaphor, hey, are you hungry tonight? Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, how does spaghetti sound? Oh, that sounds amazing. Great. I'm going to teach you how to use that stove. It's going to get really hot. I'm also going to teach you how to use that sharp knife over there to chop tomatoes. I'm going to teach you how to use everything in here because we got a mission, we have a goal, we have a purpose, instead of just like touching that stove with a pastime and playing pyrotechnics, right? If your kids are love lighting things on fire, which back in the day it seemed like everybody did. Nowadays we have social media, so they don't need to do that. But what you're doing is you're teaching the whole kitchen, all the sharp utensils with a purpose instead of a pastime. So what they see in the future, hey, I want to talk to you about what people might say to you. And this is one of the biggest things that we're seeing now, Beth, bringing everybody up to speed on what the data you and I are seeing. A lot of parents, if you're listening to this right now, please talk to your student about if they see something, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's Instagram DMs or anywhere else, a lot of bad people, predators, will start to groom your children and talk to them. It happens in Roblox, Minecraft, or they'll get them off onto another app. And they'll often say, hey, you're beautiful. And they'll be really nice to them. Or they will say, hey, send me another photo because I know where you live and I'll tell your parents and I'll do this. And students will feel so scared that they'll send an inappropriate photo to this person thinking that's done. And these innocent children who are so sweet on the inside give into that. And that's what Beth is really talking about today, is have that dialogue with your kid way before that happens, rather than don't be on this app. Perhaps have that discussion. Beth, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the analogy of working in the kitchen. It's something I feel like we just know how to do, right? As adults, we've learned how to cook. We've learned how to do those things safely. With all of these new apps and technology coming in all the time, it is impossible for any one parent to know everything that's out there. So the conversations that I need to have with my kids are about generalized safety. So yes, they want to play Minecraft. Yes, they want to play Roblox. But like you said, there's all these other ones that can come into play that I don't know about. So having the discussion of overall safety and having that dialogue with each other and just having a good relationship to talk with each other, I think is the key here. I don't know. I mean, I have been working with you for the last couple of months doing this research, and I have learned so much, and I want to continue sharing that with all these parents. And that's my passion right now, because I know how hard it is to stay on top of everything going on. So I think parents shouldn't feel alone, that they have to figure it out on their own.
Yeah. And parents, if you are a mom or a dad and you're struggling right now, if you're going, how do I get ahead of these apps? How do I do this? Subscribe to our podcast, our YouTube, our newsletter. Go to smartsocial.com to learn more. I've dedicated a majority of my life to making sure you have information, 3 to 5 minutes, that keeps you safe. They're bite-sized nuggets. We will not use big buzzwords. Quite frankly, I don't even know what the big buzzwords mean. So we're going to keep it simple and make sure that you feel comfortable making the right decision for your child. You'll know all the good and bad behind the apps. Beth is one of the people that does a lot of research for you. And we just want to make sure that you know that we're going to be your friend, step by step, walking you through that. If you have any questions, you can also email us or put in a request. Also, go to Google. If you ever have a request and you're just going, I want to know if this app is bad, do the thing that we do. Go Roblox app bad or predators, or put any word you want after that, or just put Roblox app and click the news tab at the top of Google and see what's in the news. Do a little bit of investigative research, because more often than not, parents, your gut is right. Your wisdom, your discernment is right. It's just, unfortunately, your students have more confidence on the apps. They click buttons, not worrying if they break something because they don't have to pay for it. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just they're little entrepreneurs. They're like, I bet I could figure this out. But your wisdom, discernment, and knowledge about the future of your students' safety is right. We just want to give you that vocabulary to connect the dots. And we want to make sure your kids don't hate you, even though parenting is not about them liking you. We're going to come up and we're going to be that bad person in their life. Like, hey, do this. We're the trusted outsider. And then they end up disliking you less and listening to us more. Beth, I'm going to give you last word. What would you tell a struggling mom right now who's going, I'm worried. I'm about to give my kid this phone, this device they're begging for, or I just gave it to them and they're behaving differently because they're on this device more and I need to rein it in. What would you tell parents?
I would say go back to family time. The last week that I did let the kids have Minecraft and Roblox was a very hard week for us because that's all they wanted to do. So immediately the iPad that the games were loaded on has gone away. We did a family reset is what I called it. We sat down, we played all of our fun games. You know, at the beginning of COVID, we got a lot of board games and a lot of puzzles. We were doing them every day when we were in lockdown. We've kind of gone away from that now that they're getting back out in the world a little bit. But we went back to that perspective of let's sit here at the dining room table. My phone was plugged in across the room. The iPad was gone. The TV was off. We were listening to some music on the FM radio. We played card games. Like, let's just reset. And every night for the last probably week, even over the weekend when they normally have more electronics time, my kids have asked me to play a game with them. And that is what it comes down to, is that we had to reset our relationship to just sit down and talk to each other. It's more than just playing Uno. It's more than just, who won that game that night. It's that we sat down and had a conversation. And in those 20, 30 minutes of playing the game, we started connecting with each other again. And I think that when it is time for that iPad to come out of timeout again and Minecraft and Roblox will reappear, I think we'll be able to have a better conversation with each other to set the boundaries and to try to prevent some of the frustration we had.
I absolutely love that. One final little tiny note for any parents who think that their kids will auto reset on their own. Please understand that the experts have come out and said that these devices, I'm holding up my iPhone, these devices and Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft are as addictive as alcohol, drugs, and cigarettes. And if you've ever met someone who perhaps is addicted to cigarettes, trying to get them off cigarettes, I've had a family member that just cannot stop smoking, right? An adult with a vocabulary and willpower, but it's almost impossible. Imagine putting this in this device, this supercomputer in their pocket with psychologists and therapists behind it, trying to figure out how to game it. These professionals are gamifying it. Understand that your student can't do this alone. What Beth did to parent her students and make sure that her kids have to go through a week of Uno and cards. It takes a while to get that drug away from them. They're going to hate it at first. Moms and dads, if your kids dislike you once a week because you're removing screen time, you are doing a wonderful job and we are your cheerleaders. We have pom-poms for you over here. We're rooting for you because this drug that every student is begging for, they won't know how to manage it. They won't know how in the middle of the night. And that's why we have so many other suggestions on better sleep by keeping it out of the room, charging it in your room, monitoring every person they're talking to. We could go on, but do know that they won't be able to do a reset on their own. And what Beth is saying is so important, that family reset. And it'll be 3, 4, 5 days before they really start enjoying that card game, maybe, right? They might not like it up front. Am I wrong, Beth?
No, you're right. Yeah.
It's going to be a little while. None of us love this. And we all want what we want, but then eventually what we need becomes something that we start to cherish. So keep that in mind. Beth, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Josh. And I just want to say thanks for the chance to research this and help my family. And I am really excited about helping other families through everything we do at Smart Social, as well as the podcasts and YouTube. There's just so many resources out there for parents really zoning in on from one parent to other parents. What I hope we can help you with is just a really rewarding job for me.
And thank you. What are we teaching them next week?
Next week, right now I am working on kind of part two of our family scenario with Minecraft is about YouTube. My son loves Minecraft because he has gotten into YouTube videos of YouTubers. I hear a YouTuber across the house and my eyes just roll, and I know he's in trouble and he's going to be in a bad mood the rest of the day. So I am working right now on figuring out how to save those parent settings, how to work with the apps as well as the computers, as well as the Chromebooks that schools have now been giving out a lot more, and just trying to find the recommendations of those settings and how to phrase the conversations with the kids so they understand YouTube addiction and screen addiction and why it's just not good for them.
Parents, if you have any questions, I'm going to give out my email address. Email josh@smartsocial.com, josh@smartsocial.com. Email us with your frustrations, your requests, if you want to jump on a podcast, or if it's about YouTube, Minecraft, Roblox, any other app your kids are using. We love hearing from you. Thank you so much to everybody for all the support to help Smart Social reach millions of people each year to keep kids safe on social media so that those students can someday shine online. We do believe that your students someday, we have amazing career aspirations and goals for your student to get that dream job, internship, career, and everything else. And we're here to support you every step of the way. Thanks to everybody. Beth, thank you to you. And we'll all see you on the next episode. Please remember to rate, subscribe, and review so that we can help more parents just like you. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.